A very common question that I get hit with text message probably once a week. I'm trying automation from other IT people. I'm trying to do some automation for our business. I am banging my head. I see you talking about all the time on YouTube and these other tools. How do I get started doing this? Let me show you how to do your first Make.com integration here. We're going to create a new scenario in Make. So this is going to be a very simple scenario that is going to get you started. The first thing you're going to do, create a new scenario, and then what we're going to look for here is what is called a mail hook. So we're going to search on mail hook. It's a web hook, meaning it's a listener that is listening to a mail address. And it's going to come up here, and I do think you may have to be on a paid account for some of these features, but as you see, it's got the instant tab, which means that we're able to have it kick off something immediately. So we're going to come here and just simply say create a new mail hook. I'll just leave it exactly what it wants to give us. So what we now have, and we're going to copy this to the clipboard, this is our mail hook. So anything we mail to this email address, this long GUID address at hook.us.make.com, is going to now kick off the Make automation. Boom, we're going to save that. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to just simply take and hook it to a Google Doc. That's the next simplest thing to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my Google Docs and create a new spreadsheet. And I'm going to give it just some simple from date body subject. And actually I want to flip these two around because I like to have my longer, more complex fields at the end. And I am just going to now take and get the into a copy link. Here, I'm going to have it find it by its name. So I'm just going to say video test. Okay. We now have it. We have some fields defined. So now we're going to go back to Make. We're going to add a new Google Sheets one. What we want to do here is we want to add a row. So every email that comes in, we're going to add a row to it. So we're going to now come in here. It's already connected. You'll have to do the OAuth connect. I'm already in here. And what we're going to do is come here and we'll just select from all and let's search here by the number. So I'm going to take the number of the sheet. You can search by the path and do it that way as well. I have got a ton of sheets, so it's just easier to have the ID come in here off of searching the ID. So we found our spreadsheet here. We dropped in the ID. We did the video find. And now what you see is I can see the different fields that we have. So we're going to just put it on sheet 1. So in the from address, we are going to pick up the sender's email address. For date, we're just going to pick a date time field here. So I want to pick up now. The subject, we're going to come back to the fields, and we're going to, of course, pick the subject from it. So we got to read through. Sometimes what you have is you've got different expanders here, but subject is up at that level. The body content, this is one that, let's see here, let's see, HTML content. So there we go. We have that all mapped up. So now this is very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to send an email to this email address. We're going to tell it to, let's see here, Google Sheets, save. What is that not happy about? The beauty of doing all this stuff nice and live. Let's save. There we go. It just had not picked up. Sometimes you got to be a little patient with these type of tools. So now we're going to come over here to my email client, and we're going to do a quick to message and do this as video inbound test. This is just the body copy. And we're going to go ahead and send that off. So now we're going to come back over here to Make, and as you can see, it's processing. So it is now saved. Let's see how it has done. So it put my name, it put the date like it should, date and timestamp, put the subject, and has put the body. The other things we want to look at here is we come in here. This is going to help us with further automation because now we have got these other elements that we have picked up. So these are the full information that we're able to see here. Let's say that we had copied recipients or put other things on it, such as attachments. Those are kind of the next things that you can do. So what I'll show you here real quick is this is a example of how to get started. So the first thing you want to do is be able to grab an action and then start debugging on it. So I'm going to show you a quick scenario here that is newer, and what it is doing is a little bit along that same method. We'll come in here and just step through some of the pieces. So we have a webhook, which is the same type thing. It's a mail hook. Then what we're doing is we're setting some of those variables, but here I'm iterating through the attachments. So what I want to do is some people may have put 3 or 4 attachments on the email. So I want to walk through them and then take the actions. I have also here said I don't want to if it's equal to a GIF. The reason for this is in this particular use case, a lot of people have got a signature GIF or image in their footer. Most of the time it's a GIF or GIF image here. So I have bypassed that for this use case. And now what I am doing is I am taking those attachments and I am passing them to ChatGPT to do analysis on them. So something very important here, if you look, I have it happening in 2 steps. So this is where it gets more complex. A lot of people say, well, I'm just going to grab ChatGPT. This is where having developer knowledge is going to be a little bit more valuable. So one of the tips here is everybody grabs this one here and just starts doing the post it to ChatGPT and Assistant, which what I've done here is I am putting it to a particular form analysis. But before that, I need to upload the document. So I have an assistant. I need to have the document come in for that assistant to then work on it. So this is picking up and giving the file. And remember, I've got an iterator up here that is now going to step through each of my attachments, upload the file one at a time, pass it to ChatGPT, give it the file ID in the thread. So here is my ChatGPT file ID, and now it's going to pick up that prompt from the assistant in ChatGPT. Return, I have told it to return my results as JSON. So here it comes back as JSON, and from here I can now fire off an email and write it to a Google Sheet. So I would start with that first piece that we have done and to get started there, but don't leave because this is the pro tip you really want to hear. So hold on one second because this is a very important piece that you're going to definitely want to hear when you're working on this. So to get from where I started to here, the way that I would do this today is I'm going to go back to that quick, easy scenario that we started with. And I'm going to come into edit mode. I'm going to come down here to export blueprint. I'm going to export my blueprint out to a JSON file. Keep a copy of it. I then am going to go to Claude 4.0 or higher, and I'm going to tell it that I'm working with Make. Here's what I'm trying to do. Here is my blueprint, and I want you to help it along. With Claude, I have uploaded, and what you can see here is I am using it. I'll help you update the JSON. This is where communicating with it that you're using Make and what you want to do. It was able to go through, as you see, it fixed some of the things. I was at a little bit later iteration here on this, on that scenario, and this is actually a combination of 2 types of scenarios, but you're going to be doing the same exact thing. So upload your iteration, work on it. If you find a time where it is giving you some bogus information, that happens. So add the nodes in Claude. Don't wire them up. Just add the nodes and connect them. Then save out that blueprint and tell them you want it to connect them up, because it'll read the previous nodes and be able to link them to the new nodes. Now, I will say that an expert piece here, it is also good at doing some of the formulas. It can't do regex and very complex formulas like we do a lot of times with programming, but for the basic formulas such as calculate this date or an if-then statement, it is perfect for those type of things. And that's where using Claude will save you a lot of time. And simply what you're going to do is, once you've done that, is you're just going to come in here and you're going to click on that blueprint feature again. So you're going to pick your file. You're going to then bring it in and let it override what you have there and give you that new scenario. And make sure you keep a copy of the previous version you have in case you need to go back. It's a great way to have revision control. Anyway, these are some great tips to help you get started with your first make.com automation for your business. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're glad to help. And we may even do a session and record with you here if you're interested in being one of our guinea pigs.